What's up, people? It's the Zigman. Have you heard about the Analogue3D? A modern N64 is set to release sometime next year. The N64 wasn't my favorite console, but without a shadow of a doubt, it's one of the best multiplayer consoles out there. It helped take the love of gaming to another level. I still remember when I first played Ocarina of Time. I didn't realize it at the time, but I was about to experience something truly magical. So as someone who was brought up on this platform, with many of my old cartridges safely stored away, it only felt right to talk about this, or at the very least, look into it. Let's dive a bit deeper. The future is here. Now that's a bold statement. An entire rainbow blast from within the console. It's got a dark but beautiful looking promo shot. It's described as a reimagining of the Nintendo 64, the first and perhaps greatest multiplayer of all time, in full 4K resolution. It supports every original Nintendo 64 game, region free at that. It comes equipped with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It also comes with 4 original controller slots for that retro feel. You could plug up your old trusty controllers and get right to it. The cartridges are loaded from the top. It's even got the power and reset buttons in the same place as the original. My hope is that it's just as durable. Fingers crossed on that one because the old system was a brick. The shape is close, but not quite the same. It's just aesthetically pleasing to look at. And that's the exciting part. They stuck with all the original factors that made the system great. But this design manages to make it look even better. It comes in black and it comes in white, almost a charcoal white. I bought the black console mainly because it'll match with the sticks. And that brings us to the next topic. It'll be 100% compatible with the original controllers and cartridges. It doesn't rely on any emulation, and that right there is the game changer. It's going to be pulling game data straight from the cartridge. In theory, it shouldn't have the same problems like the N64 had, because the N64 didn't really have the capable hardware to push those games to their limit. Brings true CRT reference quality to your HD TV in 4K. Experience the N64 with unmatched authenticity and zero lag. It's the N64 Reborn. We see what looks to be a CRTV they've got something playing on. See, and this is where things get a little bit funky. They haven't released any examples, footage, or screenshots of what they mean with this. I really wish there was some kind of comparison to show the differences between the two for what it is. They also talk about how 70% of the library supported multiplayer. Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, just to name a few. Legend of Zelda and Mario 64 didn't have multiplayer, but they were still fantastic games. Almost every game I owned was a multiplayer split screen. Gaming was very different back then. We were encouraged to invite our friends over and get a game in together. And it was fun because you get to choose a character and fight it out. We've got a wireless controller by 8-Bit Do. 8-Bit Do, nice modern design here. It's got the joystick on the left instead of being centered like the N64's. Looks a bit more comfortable there. The A, B, and C buttons are still on the right, still in the same size, with the big old start button right in the middle, which was always fun to press in the middle of a fight. It's also got the player indicator lights on the bottom, kinda similar to the DualShock 3s that have them at the top. Thumbnails are kinda small here, but it appears to have a menu to select your games from a cartridge or a library. It also has the ability to take screenshots or save states. You can save anywhere in your game and pop right back to where you left off. There's also a menu to choose your controllers, wireless or wired. Looking at the top of the system, we see the Analogue logo in place of where the 64's expansion bay was. The bottom of the system appears to be a very nice upgrade. No expansion port. Instead, a tri-directional texture, possibly a rubber base to prevent it from slipping around. And at the back of the system, a USB-C port for the power. Another great improvement over the brick the Nintendo 64 uses. It's also got 2 USB-A ports, which could be used to charge your controllers and just about anything else really. There's also the SD card slot and an HDMI 2.1 port that fully supports 4K. That controller is sold separately at $40, by the way. Not a bad price for a controller, but still disappointing that it's not just included inside of the box. But if you have the original controllers, you can just plug and play like we used to. That wired controller made sure you never got too far away from the action. Or you could just use whatever wireless control you already have using Bluetooth or the USB-A ports on the back. And that, my friends, is the Analogue3D. A new system with an old soul. I'm excited about this. Are you? Be sure to like and subscribe, it's what keeps this channel going, and as always, happy gaming, my friends.